healing fast. Ringworm, dry cracked feet around the nails and cuticles. Athlete's feet, jock itch, psoriasis. Blue Star ointment, the one that's guaranteed. Ask for it.
Don't leave home without your umbrella. A complete forecast today at noon.
Imagine if you had to live your life having to hold in a very deep, dark family secret.
It's been like a nightmare.
They can't understand the pain that I go through every day.
This is my baby daughter.
I feel like a boy. I don't feel like a girl.
This girl said to us, what do you mean she's a girl? I've had sex with her.
This isn't about deceiving girls. This is about my life.
I pretend I try to be a guy when I'm around her, and I can't do it.
I can't accept you as a woman.
Well, my guests today say that their lives have really, for them, been a living hell. Why? Because they say they do feel trapped in the wrong body, and they have no choice but to try and live as the opposite sex, even if it means deceiving those people around them. Now you have to imagine what this does to the families. I'd like you to meet Helen, and these are two of her daughters, Cheryl and Connie. Nice big family, right?
Thank you.
I think you have 7 children?
8.
8 children. Helen also has another daughter, and her name is Donna. Here's the problem. For the past 13 years, Donna has been secretly fooling people by pretending to be a boy named Mike. Mike is backstage right now and is going to be joining us in a little while. Helen, let me start with you. You have a daughter who has been pretending to be your son, and you say this has been very devastating for you and for the family.
It's been like a nightmare, Sally.
Tell me why.
Well, it all started when she was about 13, and my husband kept telling me he was missing underwear. And I found it under her bed. When I questioned her about it, she said she just borrowed it because she didn't have any clean underwear.
You probably went, okay.
Yeah, and then she started getting into little scrapes and a little trouble, and alcohol was a factor, and drugs. So we had her hospitalized. And I told the doctors that I thought there was a problem with her sexual preference. They laughed at me. They said it was a joke. And first they said she had a chemical imbalance, but because she refused treatment, there was nothing they could do. I couldn't authorize it for her. And then I got my first phone bill when she was at the hospital. And I think it was something like $400 for calls to one number. And I questioned her about it. And then I finally called the number myself. And I got a young girl who told me she didn't know my daughter, but she knew Mike and Mike's brother, which was another name she was using, to call this girl. And I told her that this was not Mike, it was Donna. And her parents came to the house. Her father was a psychiatrist, worked at a leading hospital.
Wow.
And he said he suspected it all along, but he showed me pictures of my daughter, and she looked like a man. She had taken his daughter to a prom, and I confronted her about it, and she just kept evading the situation with me and telling me, no, they were crazy. They didn't know what they were talking. Of course, I wanted to believe her. This is my baby daughter. She's my youngest. I love her very much, and I want her to be happy at any cost. It's just losing my daughter is so hard.
And also there's a lot of embarrassment and there's confusion.
Yes, it's like a death.
Connie and Cheryl, did you ever suspect that your sister was pretending to be a boy?
Well, I left New Jersey very young. I was 16, I left home. When I left home, she was a girl. I came back, she was a boy. I had asked her, I thought she was gay, and I asked her point blank, are you gay? Because we do have a sister who is openly gay. And she said, no, that's disgusting. And I said, well, wait a minute, if you're having relationships with girls and you're a girl, that makes you gay. I didn't understand the whole process. A lot of things happened. You know, I was leaving to move to Puerto Rico. We were going to the airport. She was getting into the car. I saw the blue and white striped men's underwear. I noticed that she was wearing, you know, these things you wear around your waist to lose weight. She'd been wearing them around her chest to conceal this. And then she was duping these young girls.
How?
By telling her that, you know, she was actually having sex with these girls. And I, to this day, don't know how she did it.
How did you know that she was having sex with the
Because these girls said to us, what do you mean she's a girl? I've had sex with her. What are you talking about?
How were they having sex with her?
Well,
There was one girl in particular. I had moved away from home when I was 17 and married and got divorced, and I moved back home when I was 21. And I happened to notice one day that I had my engagement ring and my wedding band from my previous marriage in a box. And for some reason, I had gone to my jewelry box and my engagement ring was missing. I knew that my sister had taken it because she had stolen money before. Anything she could get her hands on, she would take if it wasn't nailed down. And I confronted her about it, and of course, she lied and said that she hadn't taken it. And I received a phone call one evening from one of these girls' mothers. Somehow we had gotten on the conversation of my engagement ring. Now, my ring was a one of a kind, and she described my ring exactly and had told me that this one particular girl who my sister was living with at the time, my sister had moved out into a condo with this particular girl. My sister was living with her at the time, that she had seen the ring on this girl's finger. Now, this girl, who supposedly my sister was engaged to, would be coming to our house. And she would address my sister by her name. She would call her Donna. I later found out from this one particular woman, because we did keep in touch, that my sister had told all of these people that there were twins, a boy and a girl.
And one died.
The boy died, and that the family
And
was
we're so devastated that we couldn't accept the
that
fact.
we would call
No,
him
all
Donna.
of us. All of us. Why are they calling you Donna? Oh, because they can't accept the fact that yeah.
So when this girl would come over, she would refer to my sister as Donna, thinking that she was just doing it for our benefit.
I see.
I went to this condo where my sister was living, and I confronted this girl and told her that, that's my ring. And she said, oh, no, this is my ring. Mike gave this to me. We're engaged. And I sat her down and I said, I know this is hard for you to comprehend. I said, but Mike is not a boy. Mike is a girl, and it's my sister.
What did she say?
She freaked out.
She just absolutely refused to believe that this was a girl. And I said to her, have you ever seen her naked? Well, no. When he goes into the bathroom, the door is always locked. I said, well, haven't you ever noticed anything in the garbage can, like monthly time? And she said, no. And she said to me, we've had sex. I said, that's just not possible.
Well, it is, but not the conventional way.
I know you think of your daughter as Donna, but she thinks of herself as a boy.
Right.
And has asked that we address him as Mike. So I'm going to respect that. Is that all right?
Yes.
Fine.
Okay. Mike, why don't you come on out now and let's talk. I know you've been listening backstage to your family, and you can see, and you know, that this is a tremendous amount of pain for them. I think you're probably in a lot of pain yourself. Am I right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about what you've been going through.
I've been going through hell. I'm living my life as something I'm not, but trying to be. And I'm trying to please my family, but I have to think of myself first and not them.
Well, when did this start?
I felt this way really ever since I was able to feel anything, since I was 10.
What do you feel?
I feel like a boy. I don't feel like a girl. I never had any feelings, any feminine feelings. I was never attracted to guys. I always thought I was just a freak or something.
Why didn't you ever go for help?
I didn't want to hurt my family. I didn't know how to tell them. I didn't know how to talk about it to them, and I knew I would have to talk about it with them.
But if you could get these things cleared up yourself, that would have been a lot less pain for everybody. And deceiving so many young women, how does the deceiving make you feel?
It's not easy. I mean, it's not easy to care about somebody and know you're lying to them. Right. It's hard. It's hell. I don't enjoy deceiving people. It's just I have to think of myself first. I have to think about my feelings before I think of someone else's.
What are you thinking, Mom?
I worry about what's going to happen to her if anything happens to me.
Surely.
Because I've always been there for her.
herself, really.
Now, you wanted to say something to your mom. Why don't you talk to your mom and your sisters?
I just want you to know that I can't be your daughter. And I can't be your sister. It's too hard.
Okay, but that's okay.
It's all right.
That's okay.
We still love you.
Imagine what it's like for Mother to love her daughter and have to go through this. I mean,
I know
her
she's
first
going through
words to me
hell.
is, "This is my baby girl."
And that's what the problem is, because
She is her baby girl.
she
and
is her baby girl, and my mother wants to keep it as her baby girl. She just can't let go of that fact that my sister wants to be a man. And I understand that it's very hard for my mother, and believe me, I feel for her. And it took me a point. My sister and I were very close when we were younger. We're only 3 years apart, and everywhere I went, my sister went with me. And it was very hard for me to deal with.
Okay.
You know, when I walked into the bathroom and saw what my sister had done to her body, was devastating to me.
She came to
But I got to a
visit me.
point in my life where I just said to her, I support you in whatever your decision is. As long as you are a female, you're my sister. If you decide that you want to have a sex change and become a man, you will be my brother, and I'll love you just the same.
There you go. But when we come back, this mom is going to see her son face to face for the very first time as a woman. Please don't go away.
Hooked on Phonics is proud to share this exciting news. A recent study shows that in 1 year, 5 classes using Hooked on Phonics substantially improved their reading skills. These first graders showed nearly 2 years' growth in vocabulary and comprehension skills. These children increased these reading skills by nearly 2 grade levels. Maybe Hooked on Phonics can help your family. We stand by our 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Cleaning toilets is a lousy job, so I invented 2000 Flushes Blue to help you. It's loaded with detergents, cleans and deodorizes automatically, up to 4 months. 2000 Flushes Blue.
Look for money-saving coupon in Sunday's paper.
Pills take time to dissolve, but the effervescent power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine is ready the moment you take it to relieve your worst cold symptoms.
Today I'd like to talk to
Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Her husband had an affair with their teenage babysitter.
How did it happen? You were 15, he was 31? He hit on me.
But that's not what he told his wife.
She said you seduced her husband.
So who would you believe?
But I asked Mark, and I trusted Mark, and I believed Mark.
And now there's a baby. But is Mark really the father?
Were you completely shocked that this happened?
Who's the babysitter really looking after?
I'm as much a victim here as anyone else.
Watch Jenny Jones.
Today at 10 a.m. on Channel 2.
I want to tell you about an amazing new diet that's the first integrated system for weight loss and total appearance enhancement. It's the Comeback Kit from Cybergenics. Joanne lost 40 pounds on the Comeback Kit, and Bob lost 56.
The Comeback Kit is 100% satisfaction guaranteed and a great way to get started on your New Year's resolution.
So what have you got to lose?
Cybergenics Comeback Kit, reshaping America.
Available at GNC, Eckerd, Revco, Sears, and other fine health food stores.
Discover year-round outdoor fun at Atlanta's largest camping and RV show ever. Hundreds of 1995 model RVs with roomy interiors. 4 acres of camping trailers, motorhomes, fifth wheels and travel trailers. All at discounted prices. Atlanta's Camping and RV Show. February 16th through 20th at the Atlanta Exposition Center. Located at I-285 and Jonesboro Road, exit 40. Discount tickets available at participating Wendy's.
Do you want to be reunited with your first love? If so, call us at 800-93-SALLY and tell us your story.
If you've just joined us, we've been talking to a young woman who has been secretly pretending to be a man for the past 13 years. And needless to say, this is very difficult for the person, very difficult for their family. I'd like you to meet Beatrice. She is the mother of a son named Clyde, who has confessed to her that he feels more like a woman than a man and has actually changed his name to Jennifer. Beatrice says she's really horrified by this. Jennifer is backstage and is going to join us shortly. Beatrice, what's your feeling? Why horrified? Why the word horrified?
Sally, it does something to your heart. You know, you had a son, you wake up one day and he wants to be a woman. It's just not right. You know, if God wanted him to be a woman, he would have been born a woman. That's how I feel.
Well, I don't know if that is right. I don't know. Now, you had Clyde, and you gave Clyde up for adoption, and then he found you.
Right.
When he was 10?
9.
9. Did you suspect something strange was going on?
Not at that time.
Not at that time. When
No.
did you suspect something strange?
When he was about 12 or 13, 14. He lived in the same county where some of my family lives. And they all said he was dressing as a girl. Well, I thought it was just a joke. I didn't think, you know, maybe it was something he was just doing for a joke. And then it kept getting worse and worse. And when he was about, I guess, 16 years old, I realized it wasn't a joke, that it was what he wanted to be.
You've never seen him dressed as a girl?
No.
But what is your feeling? Can you accept him?
No.
You cannot accept him as a girl?
I cannot.
Nothing he can do to make you...
I can accept him, Sally, as long as he don't dress it in front of me. But to come to my house like that, no. We live in a little small town, and it tears you in two when people snickering and laughing
I
at you.
understand that.
And
I would
everybody knows everybody.
Yes. You know, those of us who live in a larger city have to understand it's not like we're going to see each other every day as we walk down the street. Jennifer, would you come on out? Jennifer has been... Jennifer, you've been listening to your mother backstage. How hard this is for her. What is your reaction to her?
I realize it's hard for her. I just wish she could, I don't know, just somehow try to accept me just for who I am inside.
Jennifer, you tried to kill yourself over this. Can you tell me what happened?
I went through a severe depression, and
I'll take time. Just be yourself, Jennifer. That's absolutely right. Thank you. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
I was sent off from home and placed in a foster home, and I ran away. Like she said, where we're from, it's a real small place. Everybody knows everyone. It's not very accepting.
Were you teased an awful lot?
Behind my back, never really to my face.
That's cowardice.
And I left the group home, and I came back to the house, and I just got to sitting and thinking about things. It's hard to accept. It's hard to try to be something. You know, I pretend. I try to be a guy when I'm around her, and I can't do it. All my actions speak differently.
How do you feel about your mother?
I love my mother.
I was told by my producer that you really adore your mother. Absolutely.
I just wish we could be a family.
But you really love her, don't you?
My heart.
This is so hard. They said they've never seen, Mom, our producer said they've never seen anyone who loved their mother and talked about their mother as much.
Sally, I love my son. Don't never get it wrong. I love him.
Yes, this is for both Jennifer and Mike. I can see that both of you are in a lot of pain. I think, like Mike was saying, you have to do what you have to do to please yourself. The only problem I have is the deceit. I think it's really wrong for you to be dating women while they think that you're a man. How would you feel? You said you don't like to date men. How would you feel if a man started dating you? That's wrong, and you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that's hard. Jennifer, you didn't finish telling us about the suicide. Why had you reached that point where you didn't want to go on?
It's just hard to deal with. I feel like sometimes, I don't know, you know, if I could end the pain, maybe I could just if I could end my life, I could end the pain.
Right. Yeah, but that's not an answer, you know? What did you do to yourself?
I cut my wrist several times. I cut my throat from here over. To keep the police from coming in and getting me, someone had noticed that I'd done it, and they called the paramedics along with the police department, and I held them off with a .22 rifle. And I told them if they made any attempts to come in and get me, I would shoot myself, which I didn't have any bullets, but I was bleeding heavily, and I thought I could go before they could get to me.
Not a very pretty incident, Jennifer.
I would like to address Mike, and I'd like you to know, Mike and your family, that this is not as unusual as you might think. There are people that do feel they're trapped in another body. I would like you to know that there are many people in this world that are trapped. Unfortunately, they don't know the right people to go to help them, to guide them. You need some type of good psychiatry. You need good therapists to explain to you that it is not, and the same thing for you. Please be more understanding and love your child, not your son. And I'm speaking for Jennifer's mom.
All right, I promised you I wouldn't talk to you. I want to ask you something because of what she just said. Do you have the guts to talk to me? Do you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you? Come on, stand up. If you've got the guts, I've got the guts to stand and look at you.
All right.
Tell me what you want to say.
I just moved out of an apartment where I had 3 drag queen roommates. There were guys dressing up as girls. One of them was taking hormones. And I guess it was a unique situation because I'm gay, but I'm still not sure about that. And in a sense, my mother threw me out of the house when I was in high school still. So what I wanted to tell those two up there is, and to other people is, well, they're basically young and trying to figure themselves out. And what I've learned how to do is you got to listen to yourself, listen to your insides, and you really, you can't think about being shameful for other people or for your mother or for your mother's parents, because that's not love. You always are going to be concerned about what other people think about you. Can't do that anymore. I mean,
thank you. Very brave. He's very brave. He asked me, he says, I'd really like to talk, but I don't think I can do that. Jennifer, what do you want to say to your mom?
I hope we can walk out of here today, at least as friends.
We will. We will.
Because I don't think we're ever going to get where I want us to be.
No, we're not. Because I can't accept you as a woman. You're not a woman. Everybody can do
this.
I love my son.
This is to Jennifer's mother. I understand that you're a Southern woman and you've got very strong values, but the thing is that you're dealing with a human being there, and Jennifer, whatever she was born as, is in torment because you will not accept her. You have to rise above your own personal feelings for her sake and for her life. You have to love her for what she is.
Go ahead, Matt.
First of all, I'd like to address Mike. Mike, I understand you're 26 years old.
Yes.
Number one, with all of the mischief that you have created in your family, you're at the age where you need to take responsibilities for those. That has really nothing to do with you trying to find your identity. Second of all, Helen, that is your child. That is your son, your daughter, whatever. You and Mike need to get together and you need to nurture each other's feelings at this point and just block everyone out. Cheryl, you need to stop blaming Mom.
I'm not blaming her.
You need to stop blaming
I'm not
Mom.
blaming her.
There is a part of you that is very angry. I was listening to you up here, and there is a part of you that you keep on referring to your mother. If Mom didn't do this, if Mom this and that, you all need to butt out, let Mike nurture with his mom, and just leave everyone else out of it. Mom, you're worried about how Mike is going to deal with it. Mike is 26 years old. Let loose of the cord.
May I just say this?
On that note.
Cheryl
I'm not blaming my mother. What I'm blaming her for is the mischief.
She goes along with the deceit, and that's
exactly.
We all go through changes in our lives.
No, not blaming her because she wants to be a he. I'm blaming her for allowing her to deceive young girls.
That's right. This mother's daughter has been living as a boy for the past 5 years. She says it is okay with her. Now, what she has done is she's allowed her daughter to have her breast surgically removed to feel more like a boy. I don't know what you'll think about that. We'll hear their story next.
People, they climb in with cold feet, then sing.
Oh, I hear you, but I got men leaving toothpaste all over me.
And then they use soft scrub. I mean, it cleans up one mess, but can leave another.
Oh, gritty residue.
Takes so long to rinse away. They gotta try new Dow Smart Scrub. Smart Scrub has 100% water-soluble baking soda, so it cleans as well without the gritty residue.
Smart.
Dow Smart Scrub Cleanser with baking soda.
Smart enough to clean up after itself.
Today at 5 on Channel 2 Action News.
20% of the population have infertility.
Everybody was pregnant, but me.
Monica Kaufman brings you personal stories of men and women fighting infertility.
There have been amazing changes in what we can do.
Why are more people having trouble having babies? See how revolutionary treatments are giving some a new lease on new life.
We're having a baby!
Infertility, heartache, and hope. Today at 5 on Channel 2 Action News. Coverage you can count on.
As I sling the proverbial hash and decant the coffee and witness the results, I am dismayed by the belief that an antacid in a spoon is somehow stronger than a tablet. Au contraire.
A dose of Mylanta regular strength has this much neutralizing power. Regular Maalox, this much. But Tums Ultra has more neutralizing power. And while these have aluminum and magnesium,
Tums Ultra has calcium.
Something my body needs anyway.
So if you must take your antacid in a utensil, may I suggest Ultra?
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer. At the Money Store, you can now refinance your home for up to 100% of its value. That's right. The Combo 100 loan gives you maximum borrowing ability by letting you refinance up to 100% of the appraised value of your home. And it's usually tax deductible. With the Money Store's Combo 100 loan, you can refinance your existing mortgage, pay off your credit cards, and even get some extra cash. The Combo 100 loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
A serious injury can be a physical and financial nightmare. Insurance companies have attorneys working hard on their side to protect their interests. What about your interests? Being hurt doesn't mean being helpless. Call the Injury Helpline now. Put a personal injury attorney to work for you who understands your concerns and needs and works aggressively to settle your claim. Call the Injury Helpline now.
Call 1-800-232-7001.
I made the worst mistake a man could make.
His affair with the babysitter brought down their marriage. Will his begging bring her back?
I'm telling you, Sandra, that I love you with all my heart.
Next Saturday.
Now, what do you do if your daughter came home one day and said, Mom, I feel like I'm a boy living in a girl's body? To most of us, that sounds very far-fetched, but it wasn't for our next guests. This is Karen and her son, Ryan. Karen, this happened to you because for most of his life, Ryan was your daughter, Sarah, right? Tell me how this happened and how you react to it.
I had no idea that Ryan was going to grow, my little girl was going to grow up to be a boy. That probably is something that's a mother never even, you know, you might think anything else, but you'd never think this. And the first indication that something was going on with Sarah was that I was out shopping one day and I had come home and Sarah was in the bedroom and she asked me to come in. And she said, Mom, I have to tell you something. And at that point, she pulled up her sleeve and she had cut her arm in several places. And I was like, I was hysterical immediately. I started crying.
Of course.
I said, you know, what have you done to yourself? Why? Why have you done this to yourself? I just didn't know. I had no idea what kind of pain that my daughter was in at that time. And he said to me, I don't know what's going on, but I've been very depressed. I don't know what is going on with me, but I know I'm really depressed. And at that point, he was hospitalized for depression. Of course, I immediately was in denial. That was it. I thought, well, he was sexually abused when he was little. He can't accept his femininity because of that, and that's what's going on with Ryan. And so that's what I held strong to. That was what I thought was going on with him.
But I have to ask you something that I think many of the viewers will find shocking. Why did you allow Sarah, who was living as a boy at that time, to have her breasts removed? I mean, so she was 18?
18.
Suppose she changed. I have seen so many people who came to me. I mean, 10 years ago, I could probably call up 20 people who said, I thought I was gay and I wasn't, or I thought I was this and I wasn't, or I wanted to be a boy, especially when they're young. I mean, I could understand that at 30. Right. I have a lot of problems at 18. Suppose she changes her mind.
I certainly...
You won't?
I certainly had all those thoughts. That was a very serious consideration. But I think at that time Ryan had been in counseling for a couple years for transsexualism. And the counselors that I had gone to with him had all said, they had examined him, they had worked with him, and they were saying that this is what's going on. It's not going to change. Even if you don't want to accept it, it's not going to change.
Yeah, I had to get 3 evaluations before they'd even do anything like that.
Before a doctor would even look at him.
Right.
So there were 3 psychological evaluations.
You understand why we're thinking what doctor would remove the breasts of someone who's 18 years
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was young, but I knew it was what I wanted, so I did it.
And that has been, well, it's only been 2 years ago? How old are you now?
I'm 20 now.
20 now, so it's 2 years ago. So you're all right?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel good.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to update you on a story about a 16-year-old girl who says she fell madly in love with the boy of her dreams only to discover that he was a she. She says her life was ruined, and she has some words of caution for some of our guests. Stay with us.
Tonight at 6 on Channel 2 Action News. They're highly infectious.
I've never come across anything like this before.
And deadly.
Your lungs will fill up with fluid and you'll die.
Some of the most dangerous viruses and bacteria known to man may be right here in Georgia. Are doctors misdiagnosing them? Are you at risk? Channel 2 Steve Gasquet investigates deadly diseases, the threat to Georgia. Tonight at 6 on Channel 2 Action News. Coverage you can count on.
Ever since the Purina Pets for People program began over 10 years ago, thousands of shelter pets have been adopted into new homes and hearts. Somehow, pets help make us better people. Pets for People supports this by encouraging and helping with pet adoptions from local shelters and humane societies. When you buy a Purina pet food from Kroger this week, you'll help Pets for People find the one place where these pets truly belong, with people.
I just wish you were home. I'd feel safer. The house seems so quiet.
Well, that's why we got the security system, so you wouldn't be so nervous.
I know. It's just that I don't feel comfortable that the alarm only protects our front and our back doors. I'm worried about the windows.
But the alarm company seemed so sincere and said not to worry about the windows. Why would they lie?
With Sears, there's no need to compromise your family's security. Because with Sears, you can own, not lease, a complete perimeter security system with no money down and low monthly payments. That means every door and every window. The protection we recommend and you deserve. Call Sears today for your home security needs. The estimate is free and there's no obligation. Operators are standing by 24 hours a day. Call now. Anything less would be a compromise. Sears, the right choice, the smart choice, the only choice.
Quit thinking that things are just gonna come to you.
Quit thinking you have all the time in the world.
Quit earning less than your potential.
Start doing something with your life, your future.
Consider a profession in healthcare.
Take the initiative. Call Georgia Medical Institute now. 525-1111. That's 525-1111. Tired of things the way they are?
Do something about it.
Vice President Al Gore comes to Atlanta, and he's got crime on his mind. We'll tell you what he plans to do about it. There will be new testimony and evidence presented today in the O.J. Simpson murder trial, and boxer Mike Tyson could be getting out of prison sooner than expected. Also, is your favorite movie nominated for an Oscar? We'll tell you which ones are. I'm Vic Carter. Join us for these stories, plus the latest weather forecast on Channel 2's Action News at noon.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by
Centrum Silver, a specially formulated multivitamin, multimineral for adults over 50. Centrum Silver, because right now, it's a great time to be silver.
Your mouth deserves Rembrandt, a gentle mouth rinse that effectively fights bacteria. 100% alcohol-free. Rembrandt Mouth Refreshing Rinse.
If you and I are daily friends, then we have a whole long history of things like this that have happened to us. Welcome back. How would you feel if the man you were dating turned out to be a woman? We've been talking to young people who've been fooling people by making them believe that they were the opposite sex. I want you to re-meet 16-year-old Deanna and her mother, Donna. Deanna and Donna were on our show a couple of months ago. They came on to confront Deanna's ex-boyfriend, Mitchell, who had been fooling Deanna by making her think he was a boy when in reality he was a 13-year-old girl named Marie. Now, if you weren't with us that day, please take a look at this clip. Did you and do you pose as a boy?
Yes, I did. And, I'd like to say something to Deanna. I know the pain I've caused you, and with all my heart, I am terribly sorry. You and your mother.
Deanna, tell me what's happened between you and Marie since our show.
Well, she's changed drastically. After we left the show, she was like, she called me and stuff, and she was like trying to gain my friendship. And she asked me to get back with her. And I told her, I said, no. And she like started calling my house and stuff, and I've had the police come, I've had my phone tapped. She's been pranking me at 3 or 4 in the morning. Her girlfriend calls me and says, why are you calling Marie, and telling her that you love her? And I told her, I said, I don't want nobody's girl. You can have her, I told her straight up like it is, and she doesn't get the hint. She drives past my house, looks through our windows, anything she can do, she'll do it. And she doesn't understand. I don't want her.
This must be very difficult on you. Donna, you must be very upset about what happened to your daughter.
Yeah.
We understand she also lost her virginity.
Over this.
Over this.
Well, Deanna had, her virginity was very important to her. And then after going through this and questioning her own, sexual identity because of it, I guess she thought she needed to find out what it was about. And that was taken away from her. Her schooling, she had to change schools. And then at the new school, they aired the show, and it's just been one big mess. From calling her a dyke. It's just been terrible. Our relationship was strained.
They didn't get the point of what we were doing.
No, well, teenagers can be real cruel.
They just don't. What would you like to say? You said you wanted to say something.
You don't realize how you're hurting other people. I know what it's like. I have been the victim. If you're going to sit there and tell them, hey, I want to be with you, you tell them straight up, you say, I'm a girl or I'm a guy. I'm just posing as something else. I'm a victim. What am I supposed to do? You don't realize, too, that you're taking your life into your own hands when you go up posing as a girl, take a guy back, and he finds out, he could blow you away. You don't know. And girls are not beyond killing either, if it's a guy.
And it's happened.
It has happened.
That case about that young girl in Kansas.
Yeah.
Moved to Kansas, started dating young girls. Guys found out, went to her house and killed her and 2 other people.
I'd like you to meet Dr. Randy Etner. She is a clinical psychologist who's been working with people suffering from what I guess the correct phrase is gender confusion?
Gender dysphoria.
Gender dysphoria. It's obvious that I don't think somebody would choose to live like Ryan, like Mike, like Jennifer. I don't think you wake up one day and say, I think this is a choice that I'll make. People don't understand that, but they don't.
We've heard so much pain here today, Sally. No one would ever choose this. This is not a lifestyle choice. It's easier for a parent to accept a child that's a murderer than to accept having a transgender
In other words,
child.
if your child comes to you and say, I've killed somebody, you stand behind them. If the child comes and says, I'm in the wrong body.
Anything but this, because we're so threatened by gender, it touches our fears about sex, and it's a social problem. We're afraid of what the neighbors are going to think, what are people going to say. You're not losing your child. You have not lost
don't
your
talk to me. Talk to Beatrice.
I'm talking to all the mothers out there because there is a tremendous amount of people, young people, who have these feelings. They feel like they're living in the wrong body. They can't talk to anybody about it. It's a terrible burden. No one is trying to deceive anybody for the purpose of hurting another person. This is a private thing. If you tell somebody about it right away, they're going to dump you.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be right back.
you know...
I wish I could tell y'all about our Valentine's special, but I've been sworn to secrecy.
Come on, Oprah, give us a hint.
I can't tell you about those celebrity surprises, the secret marriage proposals, or amazing love stories. You're making me cry.
Very mushy.
And the guy who gave up $350 million for his dream girl. Oh, my goodness. My lips are zip. She's not telling anyone. I love you, Day. Next Oprah.
Today at 4, followed by Channel 2 Action News.
As a parent, I'm concerned.
If you're concerned about germs.
They're on food, hands.
Now Dial kills germs on hands with new Dial for dishes from the makers of America's leading antibacterial soap. It's great at cutting grease, and it kills germs raw food can leave on hands. New Dial for dishes cuts through grease, wipes out germs on hands. And for virtually spotless dishes from your dishwasher, new Dial powder or gel.
Dial for dishes, liquid, powder, and gel are available right now at A&P.
Folks, William Shallard here for Globe Life Insurance. You know, buying extra life insurance can be confusing, but Globe's long life insurance is designed to provide the extra coverage many of us need, and it's simple and easy to understand. It only costs $1 to start a long life policy. $1 covers the premium for the first month. This lets you review the policy. If you're not satisfied, return the policy for a complete refund. Now, unlike some policies, Globe's Long Life provides the full $10,000 benefit from the very first day the policy is issued. Plus, the $10,000 benefit can never be reduced. And finally, applying for coverage is easy. No physical exams, just answer a few health questions. Globe makes buying life insurance that simple. So call Globe today.
To receive complete information and applications by return mail, call Globe at 1-800-622-1030. Call Globe today.
Do you want to be reunited with your first love? If so, call us at 800-93-SALLY and tell us your story.
I'd like to say to Helen, you need to stop blaming yourself for what your son does. And as far as Beatrice, you say you love your child. Instead of pushing your son away, you should put your arms around him, and maybe you can do something to help him get over what condition he's in.
Beatrice, Beatrice.
Beatrice, even though Jennifer will require surgery to bring out her true self, what you're doing to her now is truly the unkindest cut of all. I have 3 children myself, and I think there's no greater family tragedy than to turn your back on any one of your own children, regardless of who they are and what they are. And with all of the crime and violence and hate and drugs in the world, if you can't sit there today and turn to your daughter and put your arms around her, it is because that's what God made her. That's what God made her. I think you should put your arms around her right now. Put your arms around her. I think you should be ashamed of yourself.
All right, everybody calm down. Calm down. Yes. Go ahead, dear.
You're not going to catch anything by loving your child.
I love him.
Yeah. Would you rather not have her at all?
Beatrice.
What would you rather?
You
her
keep
to commit
rejecting
suicide?
Jennifer. You rejected her when you gave her up for adoption.
You don't
You're rejecting her now. You ought to be happy that she doesn't have a resentment against you for giving her up for adoption.
Yeah.
Another thing, would you rather she was successful at her attempt at suicide? Would that have made you happier? That you would have had a dead child instead of a live one?
Oh, that's a very bad thought. Let me ask, Randy, you see people are extremely incensed by this. On the other hand, this fooling people, as you can tell from Deanna and Donna, this causes an unbelievable amount of pain. So what does a Mike do? Mike has been fooling people.
Okay. Sally, I don't like the word fooling. Okay, this is a private thing. We don't talk about what's in our underwear the first time we meet someone. So we have to develop trust,
But
okay?
after 2.5 months, you need to know what.
Well,
what's
when
going on. I mean, you can say that at my house, but
Wait a second. I haven't dated anyone in 3 years. Okay, this isn't about deceiving girls. This is about my life. This is not about deceiving girls. Most of the girls that I have dated have found out and accepted me for what I am. I've been lucky in that way.
Not everybody's gonna be caring.
But I've been lucky in that way. This is not about deceiving young girls. This is my life. This is about my friends. I don't want my friends to think of me as a woman.
Well, that's their life. They don't want people to think of them as dykes or whatever.
Well, my friends accept me. My friends, wait a
That
second.
is
My
what
friends,
high school students
That's what I would live
All
with.
right,
You don't know.
one
Why
at
would
a
you
time.
talk me like
I'm
that?
talking, hold on, I'm talking to Randy.
We're talking about gender.
Right.
We're not talking about sexual orientation.
Okay.
Right. If someone is attracted to someone who looks like a man, why would they question their own sexuality? Why would they have to go out and get, you know, de-virginized to prove something to themselves?
Okay.
Because other people don't know. I know, but other people don't.
But my point is that these people here have gone through a life of hell. They're trying to live authentically. They're not trying to hurt anyone. They're not criminals. They're not really trying to defraud anybody. They're trying to look authentic. Someone got very upset because someone changed their body. Somebody said, oh, my brother did terrible things to his body. Do we feel that way when a woman has implants? Do we feel all disgusted because somebody did something to their body?
Yes, ma'am.
She could do that. She just doesn't. She needs to let other
This is
people
to
know.
Mike.
But another thing people...
Mike, if you want to change and you want to be a man, why don't you get a job and go through the sex change and be...
It's very, not just the expense. My sister's 26 years old. She cannot live the rest of her life like this.
Right,
She's
but if
going to
she
end up
could
getting
work,
into a lot
if
of
she could
trouble.
work-
And my mother worries about what's going to happen to her. But what my mother needs to do is to give her acceptance to become a man.
Mike needs to
And
get
my
on with
mother
his life.
do that.
If he wants to get on with his life, why don't he
But
get
my
a job
sister- my
and
sister-
live the
As
gender
As far
that
as
he
the job
wants to
situation,
live?
it's hard to have a job and have people look at you.
Wait.
It's hard to have a job because
Everybody hold.
I work under my real
Randy is
name.
the answer for someone like Mike. I'm not saying because we're individuals.
Right.
Is the answer for someone like Mike to have a sex change operation?
The answer is for Mike to explore the choices for living in the world with this condition. The condition never goes away. There's no cure for it. He was born with this condition. He came into the world with this, and he will leave the world with this. He needs to see how he can live most comfortably in this world with this condition. If this were a better world, Sally, this wouldn't be such a terrible condition.
We'll take a break.
If you want to lose weight, I've got great news. New Dexatrim Plus vitamins. A way to help control your hunger all day so you can lose the weight, plus get the essential daily vitamins your body needs. Colette, you lost weight with Dexatrim.
I lost 11 pounds, and I feel great.
In clinical studies, people using Dexatrim lost twice as much weight as the people who didn't use Dexatrim. So start losing your weight today. New Dexatrim Plus vitamins. Lose the weight, get the vitamins.
Gas. When bloating, pain, and pressure tie you in knots, don't make the antacid mistake. Take this little pill instead. Maximum Strength Phazine. There's more gas relief in one Phazine soft gel than in a whole bottle of regular Maalox. All this Maalox can't get rid of gas, but with the liquid medicine in just one Phazine, the gas is gone. Take Phazyme, and the gas is gone.
Sue, the 24-hour auto hotline.
Really?
It's a free call you can't afford not to make. 740-1006 gives you valuable information regarding your potential car purchase. Based on your input, you'll find out which new or used car you can afford. Call them now, because those who hesitate ride the bus.
The 24-hour auto hotline. It's your free auto information resource.
Health update from GNC, Liquid Vitamin News.
Whoa, you look kind of out of it. You know what you might like? Don't get up, I'll show you. Sublingual B complex. It'll give you a quick vitamin boost. See, it works faster than vitamin tablets because it's liquid, goes right into your system, and it tastes great too. So get up and get going down to General Nutrition Centers for some Sublingual B complex. It's only at GNC. Here's to your health, America, from GNC.
I made the worst mistake a man could make.
His affair with the babysitter brought down their marriage. Will his begging bring her back?
I'm telling you, Senator, that I love you with all my heart.
Next sound.
Randy, do parents usually reject this kind of child?
Almost always.
So Beatrice is just representative of a whole lot of people who think the way she does. So
Yes.
she's every man. She's not
Absolutely,
unusual.
Sally. These
Good.
people are sent to Siberia. They're not even welcome home for Christmas. To find a mother like Karen is inspirational. This is a mother who says...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Beatrice, you really need to nurture your child and make her feel loved, because right now it does not seem so. And also, I'm just curious, what's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, you really look like a boy. I would have never guessed that you were a girl one time. Most girls, I never seen like with an Adam's apple, so I was just so curious how
That's because that's what I really was, so I had to be it.
Oh, so you... Oh, all right. Also, I'm just curious. I mean, don't take offense. Why are you on the talk show if you, like, were embarrassed?
Me?
Yeah.
I wasn't embarrassed. I came to make a point. They called me asking to let them know what this does to other people.
Okay.
You know,
I mean the other talk show where you, like, switch schools and stuff.
Oh, no, I wasn't embarrassed. I wanted to confront her because this girl kept running behind, like little doors and stuff and saying, well, I didn't do this, And the girl says that she fathers a child and all kinds of stuff, and she's a guy, and she's 17, and she's supposed to look all good and all that, and all of a sudden she's a girl. I mean, aren't you going to, like, mess in your pants, too? And you want to confront her about it?
Sure.
I wanted to confront her because I was tired of her running.
All right. Yeah. Also, back to Beatrice, are you really embarrassed?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
you have more concern for the people's feelings in your town than your child?
No.
Go ahead,
I feel
please.
for the parents. Look at them. They look so sad to birth a child as a female and then later on dress the child up in little pretty girly clothes and then later on in a suit. I mean, it got to be devastating. And the mom, for the female, it's the same thing with the male. It's hard for the parents. You got to sympathize with the parents. They look really sad.
Take a break. We'll be right back.
Atlanta's youth are doing good deeds and making smart choices by volunteering, striving in school, and saying no to violence and drugs. Mayor Campbell and Ticketmaster have joined together to create Tickets for Kids. It's a program that provides concert and event tickets as rewards and incentives for youth involvement. Find out how your Atlanta youth group can earn free tickets. For more information, call Tickets for Kids at 404-330-6023.
When I failed the eye test for my driver's license, that was it. So I had my cataract removed, and now I'm back behind the wheel.
No Stitch was fantastic. Cataract removal with quicker recovery and less restrictions.
And when the doctor accepted my Medicare, even provided my transportation, I had no reason to put up with blurry vision.
For a visible difference, call the Cataract and Laser Institute of Georgia at 352-4000.
They're all here. Spanky,
alfalfa, buckwheat, darla, stymie, porky, and Petey. With big fun, big laughs, big romance,
I love diamonds.
and big adventures. The Little Rascals. The all-new feature film is now on video cassette, just $24.98 or less. Look for the $5 mail-in rebate offer.
I want to tell you about an amazing new diet that's the first integrated system for weight loss and total appearance enhancement. It's the Comeback Kit from Cybergenics. Joanne lost 40 pounds on the Comeback Kit, and Bob lost 56.
The Comeback Kit is 100% satisfaction guaranteed and a great way to get started on your New Year's resolution.
So what have you got to lose?
Cybergenics Comeback Kit, reshaping America.
Available at GNC, Eckerd, Revco, Sears, and other fine health food stores.
Once again, I recommend you to your Bible, judge not, lest ye be judged. Thank you for being with us.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by
Scrabble, America's good time game. Yeah.
And now there's Deluxe Travel Scrabble
America's good time game.
from Milton Bradley.
I've been heavy all my life. I wanted to take off the weight and go and dazzle them this year. I got smart one day and called Jenny. And now I'm skinny and happy.
Hot Pockets, filled with pepperoni pizza or ham and cheese in a crispy pocket.
What are you gonna pick? Hot Pockets.
Try Lean Pockets, too.
For free tickets to be in the Sally Show audience, call 212-582-1722, extension 58.
On the next Maury Povich Show, these women wanted to say I love you to their men in a special way. So they asked Maury to help them take their lovers by surprise. The phony job inspection.
Goodness! Happy anniversary.
The surprise wedding proposal. Plus, we're ambushing one of our own staff members.
John Novato, get out here.
It's Maury as never before. How cool is this?
This morning at 11 on Channel 2.
If you've been injured in an accident on the job or in the car, we can assist you in every legal way possible to get every dollar you deserve without compromising your dignity. We care about you and your case. Call us at 396-1117.
John J. McManus and Associates. Call 396-1117 or 1-800-849-8498, covering the Southeast for all of your general practice needs.
Do you love to indulge your dog? Me too. But I also know the importance of a proper diet. So I indulge Kiwi with Alpo. Those meaty chunks and gravy make plain dry food taste like a home-cooked meal. But unlike people food, Alpo's precisely balanced to meet a dog's nutritional needs. And Kiwi thinks I made it just for her. Add some Alpo. Make it more of a meal.
Vice President Al Gore comes to Atlanta. You'll see why at noon.
Today on Jenny Jones, her husband had an affair with their teenage babysitter.
How did it happen? You were 15, he was 31? He hit on me.
But that's not what he told his wife.
She said you seduced her husband.